In response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, many countries have imposed economic sanctions, including restrictions on Russian oil exports. This has led to a significant impact on global energy markets and raised questions about the concept of weaponized interdependence. But what exactly is going on with Russian oil and the price ceiling, and how does the concept of weaponized interdependence help us understand it? Hey everyone, I'm Noah Zerbe. I'm a professor of global politics at California State Polytechnic University Humboldt. Welcome to IR Explainer, where I explore the theories and concepts behind current events in global politics and international relations. Last year, the G7, the Group of Seven, an international political forum consisting of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, agreed to impose a price cap on Russian oil in an attempt to undermine Moscow's ability to finance the war in Ukraine. The cap applies to both crude oil exports and petroleum products imported from Russia. Unlike an embargo, which essentially attempts to block trade entirely, the price cap is intended to maintain global production stability and help stabilize global oil markets while simultaneously blocking Russia's ability to profit from global oil sales. In essence, it's an attempt to prevent a sharp spike in global energy prices experienced last year while also reducing Russia's ability to earn foreign exchange. The Russian government condemned the price ceiling and threatened to block oil exports to any country that observes it. But the new price cap also forced Russia to cut its oil production, suggesting the price cap has already begun to have some effect. But how can the G7 force other countries that are not part of the G7 to refuse to purchase Russian oil above the price cap? That's the really interesting part of this. Every ship in the world is required to have shipping insurance. Without it, ports won't let them dock, shipping choke points like the Suez Canal and the Bosporus Straits won't let them pass. It basically makes it impossible for a ship to move cargo. And because the world's shipping insurance market is based almost exclusively in Europe, the G7 essentially found a way to force all countries that move oil via ship, which is nearly every country in the world, to abide by that price ceiling for Russian oil. This is a clear example of the concept of weaponized interdependence. Weaponized interdependence refers to the strategic use of a state's position in the global economic network to exert power and influence over other states. This can be achieved by leveraging the asymmetric dependencies that exist in a globalized world, particularly in areas like trade, finance, and information. States with significant control over key nodes in these networks, like the European Union's control of the global shipping insurance markets, can leverage their positions to achieve political objectives, potentially causing harm to the targeted state or actors. There's a lot of other examples of weaponized interdependence in the world. The United States, for example, used its control over global financial markets and the SWIFT network to cut off Iranian banks from global networks in 2012, essentially isolating Iran from the global financial system and making it more difficult for the country to conduct international trade and access foreign currencies. This move had a profound effect on Iran's economy and was one of the factors that brought Iran to the negotiating table for the 2015 nuclear deal. The European Union previously had used its dominance in shipping insurance as a tool of weaponized interdependence in its imposition of sanctions in Iran in 2012 as well, which targeted Iranian oil and shipping sectors. European insurers followed the European Union's lead and stopped providing coverage for Iranian oil tankers and cargo ships, significantly hampering Iran's ability to export oil and to conduct international trade. This loss of insurance coverage from European providers disrupted Iran's oil exports, as many countries and shipping companies were unwilling to risk transporting Iranian oil without adequate insurance coverage. This move was essentially a preview of what the G7 is now attempting to do with the Russian oil price cap. Another example of weaponized interdependence might be China's use of its control of the world's rare earth elements to punish Japan. China controls a significant portion of the global production and supply of rare earth elements, which are essential in making components of various high-tech industries, including electronics, renewable energy, and the defense sector. In 2010, during a territorial dispute with Japan, China used its control to restrict exports of rare earth elements to Japan, causing prices to skyrocket and putting pressure on Japan's high-tech industries. The use of weaponized interdependence is not without risks for the imposing country. In the case of the Russian oil price cap, Russia could withhold its oil, creating shortages or supply shocks, price spikes, and broader economic instability. Indeed, the price cap on Russian oil exports has already led to some shifts in global energy markets. As countries seek to reduce their dependence on Russian oil, they may turn to alternative sources such as increasing domestic supply or production or diversifying to exports from other countries. This can have lasting effects on the structure of the global energy market and alter the balance of power in international relations. Moreover, this situation has exposed vulnerabilities in the global supply chain. The disruption caused by the Russian oil price cap has highlighted the risks associated with over-reliance on a single country or region for essential resources like oil. As a result, countries may seek to build more resilient supply structures and to diversify the countries that they receive oil from in order to mitigate against future potential risks. And in the longer term, it's possible that excessive reliance on control of these key choke points in the global economy could be mitigated, effectively ending the ability of countries to use them as a weapon in the first place. Russia and China, for example, may seek to develop their own shipping insurance markets, cutting Europe out of the equation. Alternatives to the SWIFT network may be developed, limiting the ability of the United States to exert its control of that network and try to force states to behave in particular ways. Nevertheless, the concept of weaponized interdependence helps us understand how the strategic use of economic power in international relations can be utilized, and it demonstrated most recently by the Russian oil price cap. While this move has imposed costs on Russia, it's also revealed some vulnerabilities in the global energy market and the risks associated with interdependence. As countries navigate this complex situation, they may need to balance the pursuit of political objectives with the economic consequences of their own actions. That's it for now. If you found this helpful, click the thumbs up button and subscribe to catch future explainers as I release them. Please leave any questions you have about this video or any suggestions you have for future explainer topics in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.